Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend's friends I make twice what he does when they called me a gold digger and he didn't defend me? I'm in a relationship with a guy who also works in tech. He makes 68k and I make 130k. I'm a mechanical engineer at a robotics startup. He works at a more stable job doing programming at a large company. He brought me to meet his friends at a party and they asked me about myself. His friends mostly work in tech too and talked about themselves in terms of their jobs. I told them I'm an hiker, I do archery, I love road trips and camping and riding dirt bikes, etc. Basically talking about my hobbies because work is just a way to get paid to do the shit I love. It's not how I define myself and it doesn't come to mind when someone wants me to tell them about myself. One of his friends asked about work and I said, oh gosh, I don't wanna talk about work at a party. Spent my whole day sweating my ass off in 95-degree heat trying to replace this busted ass motor just to find the replacement part was also fucked. I wasn't lying or trying to downplay that I have a good job. That really is how I spent my day and I wasn't in the mood to talk shop at a party. Some other conversations came up casually that probably also made me seem poorer, like me saying that car dealership repairs were a ripoff and telling my boyfriend that my childhood neighbor's trailer caught on fire and I was gonna visit and help her out. I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was literally just talking about my life, but I guess I gave the impression I was poorer. It got later in the night. Everyone was getting drunker and some of his friends, not close ones though, were making jokes about me growing up in a trailer and being a gold digger and being ready to jump to a richer guy. Really misogynistic shit honestly, since they don't even know me and seem to just assume all girls are good diggers. He didn't say anything. He later said it was because he'd smoked weed and gets quiet and has trouble carrying on a quick conversation when he's high. But regardless, I felt hurt he didn't say anything. I got irritated with his friends and asked, now, why the hell would you say that when I make twice what he does? His friends went quiet for a second and I continued saying there ain't no gold to dig here, not with him or anyone at this party. So do y'all think I'm cheap or do y'all think I'm stupid? My boyfriend wanted to leave the party shortly after and he was pretty upset with me for telling everyone I make twice what he does. I said I would have held my tongue if he checked his friends himself, but he didn't say anything, so I wasn't about to let them talk to me like that. He said it was humiliating and now everyone thinks I'm a bitch, and I flippantly said at least they know I'm a rich bitch. He was angry I embarrassed him when I spoke up. I was angry I had to say anything at all because his friends were talking shit, so it should be on him to check them. Stuff is still tense. Am I the asshole for explaining why I'm not a gold digger? Am I the asshole for dropping out as a bridesmaid after the bride made me feel humiliated? I, 24 female, have been friends with April, 27 female, for close to 15 years now. We met at gymnastics as kids and formed a close bond. It seemed natural for us that I would be a bridesmaid, just as we had always planned. The wedding was delayed a lot due to COVID, and then I received big news. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I was lucky that we caught it early, so I had surgery followed by chemotherapy. April was supportive throughout all this. She made appointments for dress shopping to fit around my schedule. When we picked the bridesmaids' dresses, April said she would be paying for them and alterations. She said it was her way of thanking us for being there for her. We chose to buy mine a size up from what I wore because chemo could cause weight gain. Unfortunately, I had to go through more rounds than first predicted. 3 weeks ago we went to a fitting and my dress would not close. I was embarrassed. I did not want to leave the changing room, but April talked me into coming out as the other girls had not seen me try it on, and they were excited. I came out and explained the problem to April, apologized and offered to pay her back for the dress and to pay for the alterations to make it fit. All that needed doing was for it to be let out. It had been taken in at my previous fitting before I had more chemo. The seamstress said that it was easy to do and that it would not damage the dress as we had bought a size bigger in the first place. I thought everything was fine until we went out for dinner with a few of our friends to celebrate it getting closer to the wedding. When I ordered a pasta, April gave me a strange look, then made a comment about how it was no wonder I did not fit into the dress and how I could not just say the weight gain was from the chemo. I was in shock about it and didn't know what to do. Then when someone told her it was a horrible thing to say, she started saying I would ruin her wedding pictures and it was already bad enough that she had to buy a size 10 dress just so I would fit into it, and now her pictures would be ruined by a backquote whale who can't stop stuffing their face. I did not think it was fair, as I have been on a diet ever since my diagnosis to combat any weight gain from my treatment, and I lost it. I did raise my voice. I told her that I cannot believe anyone could be as cold and heartless as to say that, and considering how she has been there throughout this whole thing, the only conclusion I could make was that she's a narcissist who should be given an Oscar for her acting talents. I said not to worry about the pictures because I would not be there at all, and that I'm glad she cannot get a refund on the dress, then told her fiancé he should just contact a divorce lawyer now to save time because it would be sad to be stuck with her. Then I left. I have been told I was harsher than needed and should not drop out this close to the wedding, but I do not see why I should have to be there after I was humiliated. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for telling my retired military father that I don't want to miss my children's childhood like he did mine? My family is what I would consider generational military. We have ancestors that fought in WWI and beyond. I grew up being moved from place to place, going long stretches without seeing my father, and I hated it. Anytime I'd say I missed my dad or I wished I could see him more, I was quickly told to be quiet and be proud of my dad for being a hero. I once was upset we had to move because I was finally making friends and was told to not be selfish. I'm one of 4 kids. My brother and sisters all enlisted at 18. I chose not to, and while I'm not the only person in my extended family to do so, I knew it was disappointing. Originally, I chose not to enlist just because I didn't want to be in the military. However, in time, after learning more about it, I find the concept predatory and wrong. I've never told my family this. I went to college, got my dream job, and eventually married my wife. We have 2 beautiful daughters, age 4 and 8. Because of my own upbringing, I do my best to be at every recital, school concert, soccer game, etc. I help my eldest with her homework, have special days with each of them separately, and then as a family. Recently, I had the opportunity for a promotion that would require traveling 2 weeks out of the month. My wife and I briefly considered it before deciding that it just wasn't worth it in the long run. We do good financially, and the extra money wouldn't be worth her raising our kids alone half the month and me missing out on so much. The promotion came up during a family party. My father is now retired, and he was there. When he heard me mention it, he asked why I would want to pass it up. I said I don't want to miss out on my girls' childhoods or have them feel like I abandoned them. My dad's chest puffed out, and he said that was a drive-by. I was confused, and he said I had never been quiet about being unhappy as a military kid. He went on a rant about him not being an absent dad. I was an ungrateful brat, not patriotic, telling me to move to Canada if I hate America so much. I said I don't hate America, I just hated growing up without a physically present father. He said he was fighting for our country. I said that was a choice, and I'm allowed to not agree with it. My wife, kids and I left shortly after. My wife agrees with my point, but said I was an asshole for wording my reasons for not taking the promotion like I did. Am I the asshole?